This summer I had afternoon tea by myself at Clockwork Champagne and Cocktail Lounge in the lobby of the Royal York Hotel in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I ditched my family at the Blue Jays baseball game and headed across the road to enjoy my 44th afternoon tea in the past 10 months at this point on a solo tea date. Let's see how this afternoon tea scores on the Tea Time scorecard, shall we? The lobby of the Royal York is stunning. The clock for the namesake lobby bar is beautiful. The Clockwork lobby bar itself is a bit dark and gloomy, but I did like the room more than the King Edward Hotel tea room. I liked the matching gold and white dishes, but again, no flowers or anything pretty on the tables, albeit the tables were very small. I also didn't love the modernish, maybe Art Nouveau tiered plate that the tea was served on. It was clunky, but I guess it gets points for being unique. Overall, the lobby bar here is nice, but it's dark and doesn't really lift your spirits ambiance-wise. But the service here was excellent. The best service I've received in a long time, so I am still scoring the ambiance and service as 4 out of 5. There was nothing wrong with it, it just wasn't my vibe. In terms of tea, there were 10 options here, so everyone can likely find something they'd like to try. The tea served here is Lot 35, which I'm not familiar with. However, after a quick Google search, I see it's a Fairmount Hotel tea brand, which checks out because this is a Fairmount Hotel. I don't know if it's quality per se. I chose the Earl Grey cream and it tasted fine. The matching gold-rimmed teacups and matching teapot were very nice. Loose-leaf tea in bags, also good. Tea gets scored 5 out of 5. So the scones are actually served here first. They bring around a tray of them and place them onto your plate for you. I saved mine until I had eaten my savories because that's my preference. It's not common for scones to be served first, but it's also not the first time I've seen it either. But it's not my preference, that's for sure. The brown metal tiered plate was delivered. The savories were all on varied breads and were fresh. I won't go into details on each because I swapped out 2 seafood items for non-seafood. Of the savories, I liked the Coronation chicken salad best as it had big chunks of chicken and mango, and I liked that. I did not enjoy the foie gras matcha powder tart. There are likely some people who would enjoy that, but it wasn't for me. As I said, the savories were varied, fresh, and tasted good. I gave them a score of 4 out of 5. When I got to eating the scones delivered earlier, they were fine. The 2 small scones were served with whipped butter, whipped cream, and a fruit compote. Really small, but tasted okay. Nothing to write home about though. I did end up getting more scones because I forgot to get their photo for Instagram. The server told me that yes, any guest can request more scones, and if they have more, they are happy to oblige. When speaking with her at the end of my tea experience, I asked why they don't serve real clotted cream. She gave me a story about being a non-traditional tea service, and then she said, but we have clotted cream for people who ask for it. She went and returned very quickly with it, so they definitely have it on hand and ready to serve. But I was annoyed it wasn't offered from the beginning. Cost-saving measures is a more likely story, but at that price for this tea experience it should be offered automatically. Skip the whipping cream, add clotted cream. You already know how I feel about clotted cream being served at something called afternoon tea. On the whole, I am scoring the scone situation here at 6 out of 10 points. On to the sweets offering. There were 5 sweets and a chocolate item, so I was already starting off as a happy tea queen. The maple panna cotta tasted fine. I liked the maple topping, but panna cotta is not my favorite texture, so after trying a couple bites I didn't venture further into this shot glass. The orange mousse on a cookie tasted good. I do like an orange flavor. It was a bit messy to eat, but don't worry, I was able to manage. The mango cream puff profiterole tasted light and I could actually taste the mango, which is a subtle flavor, so I was glad it made itself known. The chocolate hazelnut tart was actually a dark chocolate, which I really adored. I didn't taste much hazelnut, but it was a silky and smooth and delicious chocolate dessert. And finally, the banoffee cupcake, banana caramel, surprised me. It looked like a boring muffin with some icing on top, but in fact the inside had caramel with an actual piece or two of real banana, so that was a bonus surprise. The muffin and cake itself was moist and tasty. I appreciated that all of these desserts offer different flavors, textures and experiences, so I was impressed with the desserts, with the chocolate tart being my favorite, obviously. Are you the type of person who saves the best bites until the last like me? No surprise here, I'm awarding a 5 out of 5 for these sweets on the scorecard. This afternoon tea cost 94 Canadian dollars per person, which is $15 more than my last Toronto hotel tea at the King Edward. I'd say that $94 is quite high, again given it wasn't any better than the King Eddie tea a couple weeks before this one. If $80 is the baseline for a top-notch Toronto hotel, then charging $15 more should be justified in some way with something additional, and I don't see that value add here. I would bring my grandma here, although she would not enjoy this low seating option. My overall impression score here is 6 out of 10. At the end of the day, the overall score here is 75%, or 30 out of 40, when all the facets of the scorecard are added together. This is a stand-up tea showing, but I did like the food and serving style, service not included, better at the King Edward, at a better price point too, but I would recommend you try the Royal York afternoon tea if the price doesn't bother you. Is this a venue you'd attend afternoon tea at? Please comment below to share your impressions, and thanks for watching. Please like this video and subscribe for future tea reviews.